It's been years since that battle with the hardest opponent yet, and his name was Majin Buu. No, it was not the fat Buu but the smallest and powerful Majin Buu. It all started at the World Martial Arts Tournament. The Supreme Kai and Kibisho and asked for the Z fighter help against a wizard Babidi from releasing Majin Buu. When arriving at the wizard's hideout, Babidi had taken control of Vegeta, although he had let him take control of him. When leaving the hideout, Goku had to fight Majin Vegeta. Goku had held back much of his power to knock some sense into Vegeta. He finally did, but was knocked out before he could help his Saiyan friend. When sensing that his friend passed away, he can feel grief from losing a close friend, as best as he can be. Goten and Trunks have taken the chance to fight the Majin when using the fusion technique. Before leaving to find Gohan, he taught them how to achieve the third level. Goku had finally found Gohan, and it turns out he was alive the whole time. He found his son when using the instant transmission. He will use technique in this fanfic, and personally I think it's faster than the second and fourth Hokage from the anime Naruto to see that his son was undergoing the Kai training. He helped his son with the legendary Z sword. Both of them tested the Z sword's strength, but they broke the mighty sword. After finally getting over the incident, something happened. The eldest Kai has appeared and also helped with the training. Soon after training with the Case Gohan, he mastered his potential greater than his level 2 transformation. Kibito Kai had transported Gohan to test his power against the fierce Majin Buu. Gohan appeared to have the upper hand in the fight. Majin Buu was smarter than he let on. He mocked the youngest Saiyans into fusion, then absorbing him. Majin Buu and Gohan were evenly matched in power, but Majin Buu was a little faster than his opponent. After having enough with this one-sided battle, he went to the battlefield with the eldest Kai, giving him a life. Goku had the Kai's earrings to use the fusion with Gohan, but Majin Buu absorbed Gohan before he could get to use it. Vegeta had been given a life for this kind of circumstances, so he can use the earrings with him. Vegeta was pissed off when learning that Goku was holding back in their fight. After finally agreeing to the earrings, they fused in the warrior Vegito. Vegito had been absorbed into the monster Majin Buu. When looking around in the body, they found that Gohan, Goten, Trunks, and Piccolo were not dead, but in something that they called people pods due to Goku's innocent mind for a man-child at times. When looking for a way out, they found the original Majin Buu in a people pod. When reading his mind, they found out that originally there were two Majin Buus, a good one and a bad one. Vegeta and Goku had escaped the body of Majin Buu when taking away the people's pods, the source of his power. The giant Majin Buu then turned into the original Buu, the one that had given even the Supreme Kai flashbacks of when he wasn't the original Supreme Kai, stating that Majin Buu was a cold-hearted monster with no remorse. Goku and Vegeta then transported them there, and they knew that if they gathered enough energy, Majin Buu would come to them. And so he did when Majin Buu came to the Kai planet. Vegeta and Goku wondered who would fight Majin Buu first. They had used rock, paper, scissors to decide, and Goku had won the little contest. Goku had used the second level to fight the monster. That wasn't enough, so he used the next level to fight him. The fight took a lot of Goku's strength. Vegeta then traded fights so that Goku can get his strength back. Vegeta couldn't use the second level due to being revived before he could get his full power. Majin Buu had decided to have fun with this weakling, seeing that this man is not even near his own strength. What he didn't notice was that Goku was gathering energy around the universe to use the Spirit Bomb. After gathering Thekanita, he launched the Spirit Bomb. Goku had won, but Majin had gathered enough power to send him to another world, while the blast had destroyed his universe. Remember this DBZ to GT, meaning no god power and bills. Goku had woken up in another world similar to his own world. He found out that he was in a city similar to West City. He found a mirror so that he can see that he has changed to his younger age from defeated Piccolo at the World Martial Arts Tournament. He also found out that he has his tail back and his grandfather's magic power pole had followed him to the new world. He also found that he had needed to find a tailor to fix his guy. He had found a tailor, and he was an old man who, like this young man, really respected him and gave the fix for free. As Goku wandered about in the town, he had to find a job in the city. He found out they were hiring male hosts in their club. The manager was a beautiful woman that had blonde hair, and the most noticeable feature was her buxom figure, and he thought she was a polite girl that would be described as an airhead. She told him that he can come to work tomorrow for his shift. As he was looking for a place to stay, he found an apartment to rent for free. The reason he got it for free is so that the landlady can actually talk to someone. After looking around in his apartment, he found out that he has a small room with a TV, a bed, and restroom. Before turning in for the night, he had to check his current power level. He went into the alley behind the apartment building and saw that there wasn't anyone around. He flew into the sky, then clutched his hands and gathered his power. The clouds gathered around the sky, and the lighting came around him. With a mighty roar he released his power. The power was then felt everywhere that can sense the huge amount of power. Kuo Academy, there in this academy was filled with heiresses of the devils. One of which has beautiful red hair, blue-green eyes, and has a fabulous figure. She is wearing her school uniform, which is white long sleeve, button-down shirt with a black ribbon on her shirt collar. And a black shoulder cape, and a matching corset, a magenta skirt, white crew-length socks, and brown dress shoes to finish it off her outfit. There is another woman next to her with the same uniform that the other girl has, but she has violet eyes, black hair and a ponytail with an orange ribbon to hold it. The two girls nodded with a silent conversation, knowing what they had to do. Fallen Angel location. One man had felt a new wave of energy. The energy had the potential to surpass the two heavenly dragons. This man is in his 20s and has black hair, golden bangs, and a black goatee. He has a smirk on his face, wondering whoever, because this has his own interest in this new type of power. Heaven, two powerful angels have both felt this power. These are considered the seraph angels that watch over the Christian faith of God. The power they both felt had reminded them of their original Lord. For this, the mystery person has sparked their interest. Back to Goku. Goku had transformed to the first level of the legendary Super Saiyan. This power came for him when his best friend Krillin had died. His body had changed when powering up. He now has blonde hair and teal blue eyes that made him look serious at the situation when needed. He powered down and assessed his power level. "Aw man, I can only go level, and that's it," said Goku sadly. He returned to his apartment and grabbed his power pole. He was glad he had something from his original world. And with that he went to sleep and hoped to find a good education for him. Goku had finally woken up and was ready to look for an education. Goku got ready and looked all over the city for a good education. When interviewing people, they looked at his clothes and thought it was unusual to see a G. Goku had asked them for a good school for him. They said to check out an academy called Kuo Academy. With that in mind, he then tried to find a job that has good pay. As it turns out, there was a cafe a couple blocks away from his new academy. When getting there, the women are well over heels for the man. From what they saw, the young man appeared to be 17. He was tall and had spiky black hair, black eyes, and had on an orange, red, and blue guy on him. They could tell that he works out a lot because his muscles can be seen from the guy. The women had blushes on their faces when they saw him. They hoped that he would apply here. He would make a handsome host here. Goku had tried to find the manager for this cafe. It turns out the manager was a woman. She was really beautiful and had a buxom figure with her large breasts. She had blonde hair and the cutest blue eyes. Goku had applied for the job here and was accepted. The manager said to come around in the late afternoon. Before he left, she was given his uniform for his job. The uniform was a normal butler outfit. Although Goku then changed the white undershirt for his regular blue undershirt for his new uniform. Goku then went to the Chaos Academy office for registration. He then remembered that some of the people he asked said that it was an all-girl academy. The academy was then turned into a co-ed academy recently. When getting there, he asked the secretary for the papers. She then gave the papers to him. He filled all the work, and for his guardian he put his grandfather's and his son's name, Gohan. The secretary went over the paperwork and signed off, seeing the information was correct. She had given him the male's uniform for this academy. The uniform was really uncomfortable for his taste. This made him remind him of the time of Gohan's interview before he left to find the legendary Super Saiyan, Broly. Though in time he will get used to like his guy. She told him that he would be a second year, then told him where to go. Goku walked through the campus to find his homeroom. When walking around, he heard the students say weird stuff. The guys were "Damn, not another Prince Charming," or "Here comes another pretty boy like the other guy." The girls were "Ah, another Prince Charming. I'm happy to be here," or "Kaya, I hope he notices me and makes me his girlfriend." From hearing them, he automatically thought that these students were weird. He then looked up in the window to see two young women staring at him with high interest. One of them had long red hair, blue-green eyes, and a fabulous figure with large breasts. The other girl had long black hair and a ponytail while having an orange ribbon, deep purple eyes. She had a nice figure when her breasts were larger than the red head. He just continued on with giving them his usual sun grin. The grin caused all the females that saw them to have blushes on their faces. They thought the grin had made him more handsome than ever. The guys were giving death glares to the young Saiyan for the attention of the great one. Isamas here at the academy. "Do you know who Akeno was?" asked the redhead curiously. "From what I can understand, his name is Son Goku Buchu," said the now named Akeno. "Son Goku, you are surely interesting," said Rias. "Ara, is Buchu getting a crush on the new student?" teased Akeno. "Maybe, but I couldn't help but see you eyeing the new student yourself," Akeno, accusing the redhead. I was caught red-handed Rias, said Akeno. Ria cited her friend's teasing of her. She couldn't help but feel that he will be needed for later in her life. Both Rias and Akeno went for their own homerooms because they knew school was now starting. Goku finally found his homeroom and knocked. The door opened and came out was a middle-aged man that he presumed was the teacher of the class. "Ah, so you are the new student that just came in," he said. Goku nodded in confirmation. "Alright then, so go introduce yourself for the class," he said, pointing to the rest of the class. "Hi there, my name is Son Goku. I just transferred. Please take care of me," he said while flashing his famous Son grin. The girls were cheering due to the fact that there was another prince just like Kiba. The guys were groaning at the fact that the new guy was getting all the attention. After quieting the class down, the teacher told him where to sit next to a boy named Issei Hyodo. Issei Hyodo was known as one of the perverts of the academy. His other friends were named Mitsuda and Motohama. When the three are together, they are called the infamous perverted trio. Mitsuda was nicknamed Perverted Baldy due to his appearance. Motohama was also nicknamed Perverted Glasses for when a girl knows her 3 sizes. Throughout campus, they were despised by all the girl students. They would peep on some of the girls' clubs and would get a beating. Usually they were caught by the Kendo club and they would get first-hand experience in their skills. When Issei raised his hand, Goku had seen his new classmate's appearance. Issei had on the male academy's uniform but had a darker red blazer. He had short brown hair and brown eyes that were similar to his hair. Issei couldn't help but envy the new guy that he was sort of a bodybuilder. Goku then sat to the right of him. The girls whispered if one of the perverts then turned the new guy into one of them. After class was over, Goku then tried to find the academy's cafeteria. Goku had found it and got his light snack, as he called it. The food he gathered was considered food for 5 people. The people watched in interest seeing the new guy get his food. Before sitting down, he felt stares similar to the ones he got earlier in the morning. He turned to see young women staring at him. One of them has long black hair to her knees. She was wearing the academy's uniform just like the girl next to her. She has light brown eyes and has blue semicircle glasses. The other girl has black hair and a bob cut. Her eyes were light violet eyes with black glasses that were different compared to the other girls. He gave them a grin before eating his light snack. The people around him were wide-eyed and jaw dropped when seeing him eating. They all wondered where he kept all the food. Not to mention if he's even human at all. After leaving the cafeteria, everyone went back to what they were doing. But unknown to Goku, he had caught the attention of other girls here at the academy. The pair then left to talk with one of their friends here to discuss the new student on campus. As soon as Goku left his final campus, he was approached by one of the cutest girls on campus. She was petite with short white hair and had hazel eyes. She then told him that her Buchu had requested that he would come with her to meet her. He kindly denied the request, saying he can come over tomorrow. She accepted his response and then left. Goku finally went back to his apartment. He then got on his uniform. He dressed like another butler would, but he changed the white undershirt for his own. Goku decided to use instant transmission to get there faster and appeared right beside his boss. She gave a yelp of surprise when seeing him. "Ah, Goku-kun, I didn't even hear you come in," she said. He had thought something faster. "Right, sorry about that, I get that a lot," he lied. "Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't introduced myself properly. My name is Lizlet," she said. When she was in uniform, she blushed at his appearance. Goku then saw that he was the only butler here. The only guys here were the customers. They were with their dates or just by themselves. The women were blushing seeing him in his uniform. As the day continued on, he was requested by the lone females to talk with him. The women either tried seductively to get him to come after work or try to feel his muscles. On some occasions it was both. The manager was glaring at the customers that were trying to take away her favorite human. Lizlet wasn't all she appears to be, for she is to be considered at Tsukumagami. She couldn't help but feel affectionate for her new employee. Lizlet thought it was his personality that made her fall for him. As the day continued, Lizlet learned a little bit about himself. That he was raised in the forest by his grandfather. That he doesn't know who his father is. She couldn't help but feel ashamed that she asked that question. He assured her that it was all right for her. She just fell over heels for him. As Goku said goodbye, Lizlet knew somewhere in her heart that she loved him for who he was. And that she hoped that in time she would tell her feelings for him soon. On the other hand, she knew she would be too affectionate for him. Goku left the only thing he thought was cool, instant transmission. He went to sleep knowing that he still remembered that request from earlier. Goku got ready for the academy. When he arrived at the academy, it was basically like the first day he came here. The girls will always be flirting with him, while the guys mutter the death of him. He had already died, so it didn't really bother him as much. When he was in his class, someone had entered. He was handsome in the girl's eyes. He had short blonde hair and gray eyes. His name was Kiba Udo and was known as the Prince of Kuo due to him being so nice to the females on campus. He was known to be in the occult research club at the academy. The girls in the class couldn't decide to root for Goku-sama or Kiba-sama. "Hello, I'm looking for Goku-kun and Issei-kun. My Buchu has requested to see them," asked Kiba. Both of them stood up and followed him to his club's classroom. They both went inside the room to see two familiar girls that they both knew. "Ara, I'm pleased to see you two here," said the girl with the black hair. The other girl was eating candy without even looking at them. They can both hear water that was coming from a faucet in a smaller room here. What came out of the room was a beautiful young woman that they both were familiar with. "So you came then, right?" asked Rias. They both nodded in confirmation. "So are you two familiar with the supernatural?" asked Rias. Again they nodded. "Do you remember your girlfriend Issei?" asked Rias. He shuddered at the mere thought of her. He remembered the first time he was approached by her. She at the time was called Yuma, and she was his first girlfriend. After their first date he was pierced by a light spear. He was nearly dead, but he summoned Rias that he remembered was a devil. In all purposes he now knows that the supernatural is now as real as it can get. Well, Goku was another story in his case of lifestyle. When he first died he was taught by King Kai of his race. He then fought all over the galaxy and fought many fighters that were considered supernatural. That girl that you met was a fallen angel, for those are angels that have fallen from grace. They were once a war that every angel, fallen angel, and devil had fought, and this was called the Great War. After the Great War there was a treaty that ended it for now. Although there were skirmishes throughout the many years of the factions. Then the Devil Civil War happened, and there were two factions. The anti-Satan faction and the old Satan faction, she said. The first faction I first mentioned was made of those who wanted to change the government. The other was to keep the current state of government. The original four great Satans consisting of Lucifer, Leviathan, Beelzebub, and Asmodeus had died. And the most powerful devils in the underworld took the positions of them to lead us after the Civil War. As such, the current Beelzebub found a way to fill back our population through evil pieces, she concluded. After that Rias pulled out a chess piece, but it wasn't an ordinary chess piece. Goku then learned that inside, that piece held a lot of magic. "This is how I revived you, Issei, through the evil pieces, and you cost all of my pawns for reincarnation," she said. Issei went white at the mere thought. "As such you are considered to have sacred gear. Sacred gears are powerful tools that choose their own hosts to inhabit, and you are one of those," she said. "In fact, Kiba here has his own sacred gear, don't you, Kiba?" asked Rias in confirmation. Kiba nodded. "Yes, I do have my own sacred gear called Sword Birth, meaning I can create all kinds of swords. For example, Kiba pulled a knight-looking sword from the ground." Both of them were impressed by the display of his own sacred gear and wondered how he got his sacred gear. "With that being said, I would like to reintroduce ourselves, seeing how to show our trust," Rias said. "So you know my friend Akeno Himejima, for she is my queen," she said. Akeno gave a formal bow and gave her response. Ara, please treat me well, Issei Sengoku-kun," Akeno said. Rias then pointed to her knight Kiba for his turn. "Hello, my name is Kiba Udo. I hope we get along with Issei-kun Goku-kun," he said. And finally Rias then pointed to her rook for her turn to speak. "Hi, my name is Koneko Taoju. Please treat me well, Issei-senpai Goku-senpai," she said softly. "And together we are devils, and you can do this to Issei," she said. Everyone but Issei and Goku had devil-looking wings on their backs. Issei then felt a weird sensation on his back he never felt before. He turned around and saw that he had similar wings to the rest of the club. Goku was surprised when seeing the wings. As he fought many opponents, these wings were different. Rias then turned to Goku and asked an important question that would change his life forever. "Son Goku, would you like to join the devil faction?" Goku thought he didn't hear that correctly. Did she just say he, Son Goku, became a devil? Actually, he wondered what perks for fighting for the devils was in this dimension. He would really fight strong opponents. His body would be tested to his limits to expand his power. He was actually thinking like Vegeta would in this situation. He knew what would happen, at least this what he thinks. He will be turned into a battle-hardened slave ready to his owner's will. "So what you are asking, if you want me to be your slave, then is that?" asked Goku with a hint of venom in his voice. Rias went wide-eyed at his comment and then thought about it. The Gremory was known to be affectionate with their servants forever. Although Goku doesn't know that entirely, being the fact that he is not a devil to know them. "No, that isn't what I meant, Goku, it's not like that," Rias said, but nearly yelled. Goku then did the skill he did with Trunks when he first met back in his own dimension and found out that she was telling the truth. She doesn't want to be a cruel master from what he can understand. "Can I just think about your offer for a while?" asked Goku. Rias nodded in understanding, for in this situation, how many humans would think of going to be a devil? Although she doesn't truly know of Goku's history and powers. Goku then nodded and left without his instant transmission technique. He needed to keep the appearance that he was human and nothing else. Or otherwise these devils would ask too many questions for his taste. After leaving the club, Rias wondered if she pushed her luck with this new student. When Goku left after his last class, he saw that it was time for him to go to his job. Goku then felt that someone was watching him. And he saw a glimpse of white hair and weird energy from what he felt. It was the girl back in the club when he met Rias and the rest of the so-called devils. When feeling the power out, it somewhat reminded him of an Nico, a cat for those who don't know. If he remembered from the Cow Academy's rumors, the girl's name was Koneko. Apparently the boys call her the Academy's mascot due to her cute appearance. He knew he had to lose her before he could get to his job. Goku didn't want them to know his best techniques. At least not yet, before he can think about the offer. He remembered that there was a longer way to his work with many corners. As he increased his speed, the young girl was having trouble catching up to him. As turned at the last corner, he vanished. When he vanished, he lowered his power to non-existence. The girl looked around and simply left and reported her findings. Goku sighed seeing that she left. Goku then left for his job at the cafe. Goku was already wearing his uniform for work and got started on his work. He did say hello to his boss though. As he was talking with some of the older women in the cafe, he couldn't help but see that cute glare of hers. As it turns out, it wasn't for him, it was for the woman talking with him. He thought that his boss would be different at times. Although he was weird himself. Being brought back from the dead and fighting space dictators. So in retrospect he was weird, as her but decided to not say anything. As the cafe was about to end, she wanted to say something when the customers left. As the last customer paid and left, both Lizlet and Goku were all alone. Goku couldn't help but like his boss. She was innocent at times when seeing her. He would sometimes feel possessive of her when some of the male customers would give her lustful. Goku-kun, there is something that I must confess to you, said Lizlet. What is, Lizlet-chan? Asked Goku. Lizlet gained more blush on her face. It's that I really like you and was hoping to go on a date with you sometime, asked Lizlet. Goku had a noticeable blush on his face when hearing that. Goku nodded and Lizlet gave a happy smile. Then Goku went wide-eyed of what happened next. Lizlet gave him a small kiss to the lips and pulled out of it before he could respond to it. Ah, Goku-kun, I almost forgot that I also need a favor from you, asked Lizlet. Goku nodded in understanding. Lizlet grabbed his hand and pulled him to the back of the cafe. And what he found was really interesting and cute. There were two cats that were injured from what he can tell. One of them was pure white and had a red collar with violet eyes. The other has black fur and golden eyes. The weirdest thing was that this one had a witch hat on. I see what the favor is. You want me to look after them, right? Asked Goku. Lizlet nodded in confirmation. Goku then stretched out his hand and both the cats gave sniffs to his hand. The cats meowed, seeing that this young man doesn't give them any harm. They both ran up to his shoulders, with the one with white on his left and the one with black on his right. Both of the cats were nuzzling their necks with affection. Goku left, but Lizlet hoped that Goku wouldn't freak out about what was going to happen with those cats. As Goku finally got to his apartment, the cats jumped off when Goku opened the door. As Goku went to get some leftovers for the cats went around getting used to the apartment. Goku came back and said that he had leftover fish and meat. The cats had stars in their eyes when seeing the food. The one with white fur went to eat the meat, while the one with black hair was now eating the fish. The both of them were blissed seeing that the food was reheated. Well done. Goku sighed seeing that he wasn't prepared for this situation. He was hoping to eat the leftovers for himself. Goku saw the time and saw that it was time to go to sleep. As Goku left his room, the two cats went to his room. The door wasn't closed all the way, so they managed to fit in. The two of them nodded and they both exploded with smoke. Both of them changed their appearance to human-like. One of them had a buxom-like figure. She had dark purple hair and curls that resembled a cat's tail, having the witch hat, as usual. And her golden eyes shone in the dark with the moon in the background. She was wearing a black dress that can be considered revealing for some people. The other noticeable feature about her was she doesn't have human ears, but purple cat ears. The other girl had a nice figure, as well compared to the other girl. She had long black hair and a ponytail with a couple bangs on her forehead to her hips. And has a hint of blue, as well. She still has her purple eyes, as well. While she is wearing a light blue yukata for sleepwear. Like the other young woman, she had cat ears, as well, but in white. The both of them wondered how he would react tomorrow. They both hoped that he wouldn't react badly. Do you think he would like us, Blair-san? Asked the one with the light blue yukata. Of course, who wouldn't want us, right, Himari-san, said the now named Blair. Himari nodded, and they both got under the covers with Goku and went to sleep. As the sun began to rise, Goku had finally woken up. He felt more weight on his chest than usual. When he woke up, he was surprised to see two beautiful women on his chest. When he moved, the two came up from the covers and stretched a little bit. When they did, their breasts bounced a bit. Goku couldn't help but blush when see this. It must be that he is young again. Now he will go through what was called puberty. He remembered this from his old teacher, Master Roshi. He was one of his best teachers in his life for his training. He hoped that he was happy with whatever he's doing. Could you two please tell me who you girls are, asked Goku. Right then, my name is Blair. Nice to meet you, Goku-kun, said Blair. And my name is Himari, Goku-sama, said Himari. Goku said that he couldn't remember who they were. I'm sorry, can you remind me where I first met you girls, and second, how did you get in here, asked Goku. That's easy, Goku-kun. We met you yesterday at the cafe, and for the second one the door was open, replied Blair. Then it clicked, he remembered the only other people that came in were the cats. Wait a minute, you two are those cats, aren't you, asked Goku in confirmation. They both nodded in confirmation. So I got to ask, why did you call me Goku-sama, Himari-chan, asked Goku. She blushed when she heard that suffix in her name. It's because I feel the need in my heart to serve you, my Goku-sama, replied Himari. Okay, then another question I got to ask is what exactly you two are, asked Goku. I'm a cat with a lot of magic, although people mistake me for a witch due to my appearance, replied Blair sadly. Goku couldn't help but feel sorry for her. So he made a promise after his date with Liz that he would make her feel better. He then turned to Himari's response. When I first saw you at the cafe, you didn't notice me, but I did. Then I felt a glimpse of you, and from that glimpse I knew I was going to serve you. The reason is that it's a tradition in my family. And also my family back in Echo, meaning we are cat demons, said Himari. Goku was interested when he heard that. So now he knows that demons and devils are not one and the same. He knew he was going to have an interesting life here in this universe. Goku went to check the time and saw that it was near to go to school. Okay girls, I'll be going to school, do you want to come along, asked Goku. The both of them shared a look, and they both had something else to share. Actually, we already have been registered to follow you, Blair confessed while Himari nodded. Well, isn't that convenient, said Goku. Okay, I'll be waiting by the front door for you two, so why don't you two get dressed, said Goku. They both nodded, and they both went to the restroom to change. Goku was now outside and looked at the situation he was in. Now he faces problems with the devils. Now he has a date after school, and now he has more girls after his heart. Now he knows what it is like to be actually noticed. As he turned around, he saw that they were wearing the girls' uniform of the academy. Although they edited the uniform. Instead of the usual white, they add different colors. Himari was a feminine red, while Blair was wearing a dark purple. Goku raised an eyebrow when seeing their uniform. I thought you couldn't change the uniform, asked Goku. They said we can, but it can only be the shirt, replied Himari. Anyways, are you two ready, Himari-chan? Blair-chan asked Goku with his usual sun smile. They both nodded with a blush, and they wrapped their arms around his own. Blair on his right, and Himari on his left. Both of them revealed that they are falling for him. As Goku makes his way to his new school, he couldn't help remember the hardest challenges he's ever faced. Fighting his so-called brother, Raditz. The evil good Saiyan Vegeta. The space monster and tyrant Frieza. And the monster with most of his famous techniques, Cell. And lastly, the mythical monster known as Majin Buu. Each of them had pushed him to new heights for his fighting skills. There is one thing that he hasn't actually faced yet. And that is having girls to gain his affection. Usually Chi-Chi would take out the women from talking with him wherever he was at the mall. All his life he had his wife Chi-Chi, and he was happy with her. She was a loving wife for him. Although at times he did fear her and her utensils. She gave him two sons that he loved. They made him proud of their achievements. Gohan for becoming a Super Saiyan 2 against a monster self. That with his potential release he was at one time would have surpassed him in fighting. Goten for being a little him as a young child. He even had a famous hairstyle too. He became a Super Saiyan 3 with the help of Trunks, of course. But then he regretted many things when he was granted a body. They were both absorbed by that monster Majin Buu, Super Buu if you will. He had a plan to fuse Gohan with the Patara earrings to stop him. But that beast absorbed his son and gained way too much power that even a Super Saiyan 3 couldn't match up with. Then Vegeta came in and helped him to defeat the beast with their fusion as Vegito. They were absorbed, but they managed to escape. While he used a spirit bomb to destroy him. The next new challenges were affections. All he knew was that women should be treated with respect. That was what his grandfather had taught him. Not to mention his old master taught how to be observant with women at times. The girls were Lizlet, Blair, and Himari. They each had their own backstories. Lizlet owns a small maid cafe in the city, with him being the other worker here. But he did feel a mythical presence in the cafe. He made a mental note to ask her after the date. The next girl was Blair the magical cat. From what she told him earlier, she was shunned for being mistaken for a witch wherever she met people. He was a sucker for sob stories from his gentle heart. His grandfather had told him that cheering up a girl was going on a date with them or something to cheer them up. So he was determined to take her on a date at some point. The last girl was Himari. She told him that she knew she was destined to serve him. The reason was she felt his power when he arrived in this dimension. He knew that Super Saiyans had a lot of energy. So he might, as well, be prepared for new women coming to him. Enough to destroy a planet, might he add. She told him that her family was like that. They find the strongest power level they find and become their servants. Goku thought that was kind of pointless. He thought that girls should look for their ones by spending time with them. But he knew he couldn't judge them too much. Otherwise he would be kind of like Frieza. Except the killing of innocents, of course. Goku snapped out of his thoughts when he felt the tugging on his right sleeve. He turned and saw that Blair was trying to get his attention. "Goku-kun, where's your classroom?" asked Blair. Goku had taken them to his classroom in the academy. While they had surprised looks on his face. "Oh Goku-sama, this is our classroom, Blair-san," said Himari. Blair nodded in confirmation too. Goku was surprised at the luck that the girls were going to be in his class. "Okay Himari-chan, in public you have to call me by Goku-kun, would you please do that for me? While we're private you can call me how you usually do, so can you do that for me?" asked Goku. Himari was glad that he wasn't trying to ignore her like she thought he was going to be in her thoughts. She nodded in understanding of his reasoning. Goku went in and sat down in his usual seats. "Okay class, as of right now we are going to have new transfer students," said the teacher. The class was happy seeing that new students were coming. The boys were hoping that new beauties were coming, while hoping that there weren't any new handsome boys like Goku or the Prince, Kiba. The girls were hoping for handsome new boys like Goku and their Prince Kiba. The boys were having perverted smiles when seeing the new girls. One of them looked like she was cosplaying as a cat due to her ears, while the other reminded them of thinking that she was an Adashiko. "Can anyone tell me the correct spelling of that word please?" Overall they were ready to ask them out. "Will the two of you please introduce yourself?" asked the teacher. Blair went up first. "Hi, my name is Blair, please take care of me, Naya," said Blair with a wink. The boys were now having hearts in their eyes. Blair went back to the front of the class. The Himari went up now. She gave a formal bow and introduced herself. "Hello, my name Himari, please take care of me as well," said Himari. The boys were fawning over her beauty. "Okay girls, I want you to take a seat near Sun-kun. Can you raise your hand for me please?" asked the teacher. Goku raised his hand and they sat near him, with Himari on his right and Blair right behind him. "Okay then class, why don't we continue our lesson now?" said the teacher. As class continued on, Goku felt a couple stares when trying to do notes of the lesson. Goku felt a loving stare from Himari on his right that reminded him of Chi-Chi. He turned around and saw that Blair was giving a seductive stare directed towards him. The boys were seething in anger at him, while Goku gained a serious look in his eyes and decided to scare them a little bit. He USEDKE, killer intent, not the energy used in DBZ, in the form of a raging green Chinese dragon. Hint hint, and $5 to who gets it, not literally, but you get it. When the boys saw that they whimpered in fear of the dragon and decided to back down. The girls felt that they fell for him even more. The reason being, in their fantasies he was their knight in shiny armor to defend him even more. The teacher turned around and saw that the boys, with the exception of Goku, were whimpering at something. He ignored them and continued on with the lesson. Goku sighed in relief seeing he didn't get in trouble like how he did. Goku then saw a paper airplane land in front of him. He opened the paper airplane and saw that it was from Blair-chan. He turned to her and saw her pointing at the note. So then he opened it and saw that it was very interesting indeed. It said that she wants to cuddle during lunch. What was cute about it was the drawings of him and her. They were kissing near a tree with her being on top of him, and saw that there was a kiss mark on it. He turned again seeing she sent an air kiss towards his cheek. When he touched his cheek it felt like her lips were there. When nearby boys saw that he envied and hated him for already getting the new girl in the class. He then saw another paper airplane that came out of nowhere and he guessed that it couldn't be from Blair and thought it was from Himari-chan. Like Blair she pointed at it for him to read it. And saw that it was him and Blair-chan and him at a wedding in cartoon form. From what he saw she had a loving gaze directly at him. He overall didn't know what to think of his situation. First he has women wanting attention from him. Not to mention he just barely met them. He thought it was really flattering that he was noticed by women without Chi-Chi interference. But he couldn't help but be frightened by the sudden affection. He wasn't really used to this. Usually the women he knew were Launch, Bulma, her mother, and Chi-Chi. Overall, this problem would probably be problematic. Still, he knew the basic standards from his grandfather. That to treat them with respect and affection if you know them well. And if all else fails, either take her out on a date or marry her. The last option was if he was rather desperate for his standards. And, as a Saiyan, he was tough with his decisions. But he was open-minded with what the woman has a request for. Either in a dinner date or rather having relations with. He hoped it was being the first option though. He heard the bell ring, meaning the class was over. The boys feared that he would do the manifest again, and they ran like hell. The remaining people thought they were idiots and decided to go to the cafeteria to see how it's lunch. When he finally got his stuff ready, he was surprised that Blair-chan and Himari-chan were outside waiting for him patiently. Both of them wrapped their arms around like this morning. As they walked throughout campus, both boys and girls couldn't help but feel jealous. Reason for the boys is Goku still having the new girls, while the girls were the new girls already taking the so-called handsome king of Cow. After getting their food, they sat under the tree giving them shade. Goku being himself ate the food like a black hole. The girls were leaning towards his chest as a body pillow. The girls that saw this couldn't help but feel jealous of their luckiness. Some of the girls were actually perverted when it came to fantasizing about Goku. One of them was one of the One-Isama's Akeno. She licked her lips erotically, hoping she would spend time with him again. She continued to have dirty S&M thoughts in her head about him. Rias was somewhat perverted but not as Akeno. She hoped that he would be her husband, seeing that she fantasized him as her lover and husband. "Goku, can you look at me for a minute?" asked Blair. "Sure, what it is," replied Goku. He was unprepared for what was going to happen. He was kissed by her, and her tongue met his in his mouth. She was practically showing off to the whole campus about his relationship with her. When the kiss was done, their saliva disconnected when she leaned out of his face. Himari was practically glaring at her for being ahead of her. Before he could comprehend what was going on, he kissed again. Not by Blair but with Himari. Her kisses were rather elegant. Where Blair has a lot of lust during the kiss. Now the girls around campus were sending death glares at them for kissing their king. Rias was practically ready to throw her mother's signature attack at them, while Akeno was having her signature lighting on them. Both knew that if they acted, it would practically do more hurt than good. So all they could do was to glare at them to death. Goku was practically lightheaded from the sudden kisses from the pair of cats, but to ask them why they did it in public, then rather wait for after school. The afternoon bell rang, meaning that classes were to resume as scheduled. Rias and Akeno hoped that they could catch the attention of the young man, then those other women with him. Blair and Himari waved at their master friend with benefits. Bet you readers $5 of who these personalities belong to. As soon as he saw them leave, he waved rather slowly, still trying to understand what happened. He got out of his thoughts, seeing he still had class to go to. After the last bell rang, he waited for the pair of cats in the front of the school. He heard rather fast running. He knew who these feet belonged to. Blair wrapped her arm around his right one to her breasts. Himari glared at her once again for still being ahead of her. Not wanting to be left out, she did the same thing, but to his left one to her own breasts. Goku was blushing, feeling their melons. Although now he really thought about it, he doesn't really know the real term of their melons, so he needed to ask that too. When they were going home, they were approached by what seemed to be a cosplayer. He looked at the paper carefully and sensed that it had magic in it. They finally got home and were rather peacefully, thankfully, where he now lives. When he was going to check the time, it was near his shift at Lizla-chan's cafe. He changed his school uniform with the butler outfit. Secretly, he had his guy under it. He told them where he had to go. They were saddened at first, but they understood. He didn't want to see them sad, so he had to do something for them. He told them if they wanted a date from him. Their eyes had sparkles in their eyes when he said that. Not to mention getting smothered with kisses on his face. He left with a happy face and went to Lizlet's cafe. He also forgot to take out the paper, but to him it didn't really matter, so he left it. When he got there, the cafe had a sign saying closed and tried to look for her. She found on a bench not too far from the cafe and had a light blush from what he saw. She was wearing a feminine blue t-shirt with some white shorts. She had pink lip gloss on. She also had white sandals for footwear. He took off his uniform and immediately returned to his apartment. When he got back, he saw that Blair and Himari were discussing something, but didn't listen in on them. "Lizla-chan, I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long," said Goku. She turned to him and saw he was wearing the guy when he first came to her. She had a mega blush when seeing him in that. Every time she saw, she would always blush when seeing her blush. Being Goku, he thought she had a cold. Lizlet-chan, are you okay? Asked Goku, her concern. Getting over thoughts, she got rid of her blush. Yes, Goku-kun, I feel better. I wouldn't miss this for the world, replied Lizlet-chan. She wrapped her arm around his left to her breast. Goku had sun grin, and they went off. But in his thoughts he felt a dark presence that was following them and hoped it didn't ruin this date with Lizlet-chan. Kuo Academy, are you sure they attacked him so soon? Buchu remembered Issei's incident, asked Akeno in concern. Yes, I'm sure that they would attack him today. My acquaintance had given him my contract, so hopefully I can have him as a pawn, then I can explain my reasoning, replied Rias. They both knew that the fallen angels were getting rid of potential sacred gear users, with Goku being one of them. Goku was having the best time he had in all time. Besides the fights he had over the years, as he grew older, of course. He was glad he met Lizlet-chan when he came here. She was his first friend here in this new world. For him, his friends are his precious people. But now she is his boyfriend, as of right now. For him, she is one of his precious people. It's how he thinks of all his friends in his life. He won't forget his previous friends from his original dimension. Especially his family. He knew he made the wrong choices in life. His son against Cell, and the birth of his other son. He hoped that they could forgive him in another world. As of right now, he was having fun with his girlfriend Lizlet-chan. She is his new girlfriend, as of today. They went shopping for new clothes at a nearby mall. He protested but conceded when seeing her pout. He may be an adult, but he was a sucker for cute things. And his Lizlet-chan was one of them. He got new t-shirts and casual jeans. The shirts he got were his guy's red and blue. If he was going to get new clothes, it better be like his guy. He got to try them on and showed what he liked. The women around him were looking at him with lust. His Lizlet-chan just glared at them, telling them that he was hers. Seeing the hint, they left him with his date. She also tried on some clothes, and he blushed when he saw her. She attracted a lot of attention. Especially the male workers in the store. They were having daydreams about her. While the women were jealous of her figure. Goku gave the men a cold smile. He enhanced it with his Kido, scare them off. What the victims thought they saw was a green Chinese dragon ready to fire an energy wave at them while growling. Okay, if you don't get the reference, you better look up an old crossover of DBZ then. They ran in fear of seeing the manifest from him. Afterwards, he was carrying a lot of boxes of his girlfriend's clothes. Think of the Android 13 movie with Gohan after they get off the escalator. When they were almost back, they felt an evil presence. For Lizlet, it was evil and got her so scared that she hugged her boyfriend's arm. For Goku, it felt killer intent was directed at him. When he continued to feel Theki, it had a hint of something like holy. Then he remembered what Rias said about certain angels. That they fell from grace and became fallen angels. What do they want with him? That's when it hit him. Maybe they thought he wanted it called again. Sacred gear, I know you're there, why don't you show yourself as a fallen angel, said Goku out loud. So then you know I was watching you from the beginning then, said a man's voice. The man came out of the shadows. He was a middle man, while wearing a white dress shirt, a pale violet trench coat, an ascot, black dress shoes. While he also wore a black fedora. Okay, who can tell me who's going to die? Goku knew he could handle him, but decided to act weaker, so he wanted to know what Blair-chan and Himari-chan could do. So put the clothes near him, so they won't explode, or something that might happen. Lizlet-chan, I'm going to stall him, as long as I can, so get Blair-chan and Himari-chan, said Goku. Lizlet ran, and she could go back to the apartment. He turned around to see him with black feathered wings and a spear of sorts. So do you know why I'm here? Said the man. No, from the wings I can guess that you are a fallen angel, right? Replied Goku. Yes, my leader gave me orders that you must die before you realize what you may have, said the man. Goku felt that Blair-chan and Himari-chan were near, so he didn't move. While the fallen angel thought he froze with fear, he was dead wrong. A blur had cut his spear and saw who it was. It was a woman that was dressed from the nearby academy with a different t-shirt while having a katana. He also saw another woman, but she had noticeable cat ears. He can guess that she was from the demon cats from the underworld. Goku-sama, are you okay? Asked Himari in concern. Yeah, I'm okay, don't worry about me. He then felt Blair glomped on him. Are you okay, my Goku-kun? Asked Blair while she rubbed her cheek against his. No, Himari-chan, if you want to impress me, why you don't try to defeat that fallen angel over me, please, said Goku, pointing out the fallen angel. By your order, Goku-sama, replied Himari. Himari prepared her sword and strike. The fallen angel made another light spear to defend himself. He had used his spear as a sword which he could barely stand from her. For him, he was a ranged fighter with his spears with very little experience with any swordsmanship. And this woman wasn't allowing him to throw his spears. Goku turned to see Blair pouting at him. He saw the hint she was giving. He sighed and gave in to her request. Blair gave a happy yell, seeing the opportunity to show off to her Goku-kun. Blair summoned the pumpkin, and she sat on it and gave range to support Himari. She casted pumpkin-theme attacks. Himari saw this and was glad they practiced their tag team attacks. Goku was impressed from what he saw of their impressive teamwork. He knew that with their teamwork they could beat the fallen angel. With a final sweep of her sword, Himari had defeated the fallen angel. The fallen angel was growling at what was happening. The report said that he was easy to kill like the other sacred gear users. The pair was talking so much they didn't notice him throwing the light spears at them. He hadn't used Kaioken in a long time, but he already mastered the technique. Himari and Blair turned and saw that Goku-kun-sama had a red aura around him protecting him. The spear had grazed his left arm, and a spat of blood was on his hand. "You attacked my friends, and I won't let you get away with this," yelled Goku. With rage at the angel, he turned Super Saiyan. Both Blair and Himari were jaw-dropped. How could their Goku-kun-sama turn blonde and have blue eyes? Afterwards they were going to ask many questions. The fallen angel was shivering in fear seeing this human transform. With a burst of speed he put a right jab in his stomach. The fallen angel coughs up blood. "There's many things I can stand, but attacking my friends was the last straw," said Goku in a cold voice. Goku cupped his hands to his right side and said the words that sprang fear into his enemies' hearts. Kami-Hami, seeing the opportunity the angel gathered as much energy as he could and flew away. Goku was prepared for where he was going. He threw his hands forward and a large blue beam and killed the fallen angel. With a sigh he powered down and turned to see not only Blair-chan, Himari-chan, and Lizla-chan jaw dropped, but also Rias and Akeno jaws dropped as well from the display of power. With his sun grin he looked sheepish. "Ma, it seems I got a lot of explaining to do, huh?" said Goku. They barely moved their heads from the power they've just witnessed. "Okay girls, I need you to touch my shoulders really quick," said Goku. They did so, and they left back to the club's rooms. When they were there the other two people were Yuudo, Issei, and Koneko. They were surprised to see their Buchu and Akeno back rather quickly. "Okay then, I'm ready for the questions, so ask me away," said Goku. They did, but it was rather fast for him to understand. "Whoa, can you please slow down, I can barely understand you," said Goku. Being the first to calm down, Rias asked the question. "What are you exactly?" "I mean, you can't be a human obviously," asked Rias. "Well, I'm a Saiyan, and I'm an alien in simplest terms," replied Goku. Goku-kun, are you sure you're an alien?" "I mean, sure there are angels and devils, but can there really be aliens?" asked Blair. "Well, how about this, I mean Rias-chan and Akeno have wings, and I'm sure they can fly, am I right?" asked Goku in confirmation. They both nodded. "Well, I'll show you something that an alien can do," said Goku. Goku crossed his arms and he floated in mid-air like it was nothing. They were surprised that he can float without wings. So they can guess that he can use energy of some sort to float. "Okay, that answers one question, but how did you do that energy wave early, Goku-sama?" asked Himari. "Oh, that's easy, I use Seke. This is the DBZ type of Kai. For my energy source," replied Goku. "Can you really explain at least a little bit of it?" asked Akeno. Goku really had to think about it for a long time when he was a little kid, when training with Krillin and Master Roshi. It's kind of the life force of the body. For example, I can sense and see life force energy. Like with Rias, her ki energy is red just like her hair, which is beautiful actually. Cue the blush from Rias. Anyway, you get what I'm trying to say, right? I also got to ask you, Rias-chan and Akeno-chan, how did you know where I was when I finished Goku? Do you remember meeting a girl that approached you about a week ago?" asked Rias. Goku nodded. "She was my friend who gave you a contract by blood to summon a devil or devil depending on the sacrifice," said Rias. "So that's how you do it then, huh? By the way, why do you tell her to give me the contract anyway? I can handle myself quite well," asked Goku. Rias' face turned a little mad. "It's because there have been reports that fallen angels have been killing potential sacred gear users. Do you remember Issei-san? He was one that got killed by them, and I reincarnated him into a devil. His sacred gear is one of the 13 Longinus, the boosted gear. It is said that the boosted gear can kill a god if used correctly," said Rias. "Goku has the potential to kill a god. In a sense, he was like his son Gohan. He had the potential to become stronger than him. And he did when he fought against Self. And he did against Majin Buu until he absorbed him into himself. Can you show me your power, Issei-san?" asked Goku. Issei looked at his Buchu to be sure to let him use his sacred gear. Rias nodded and allowed him to show him. He nodded and extended his left arm forward, and what came out was surprising to him. Armored plating surrounding his whole left arm. The armor was red with a hint of yellow. He also had a green crystal on his backhand too. So what does the thing do anyways, Rias-chan? Asked Goku. It allows him to double his power every time he shouts out with his sacred gear. Why don't you show him Issei-san, said Rias. Issei nodded and said what needed to be said. Boost a dark red aura came all around him, and he felt the power within the sacred gear. He was also shocked that the technique was like his own Kaioken. Alright Issei, that's enough, you can stop now, said Rias. Issei deactivated his sacred gear, and it proceeded. That's pretty cool Issei-san. It's kind of my technique as well, but it is slightly more powerful than yours, said Goku. Goku hunched his back a little and screamed his own technique. Kaioken like Issei, he also had a red aura around him too. But his wasn't dark red like Issei's, it was more of a lighter red than his. Then Rias and Akeno putted it together, and he was telling the truth, it was like Issei's boost. Goku gained a confident smirk similar to Vegeta's. If you're impressed, then you haven't seen anything yet. With this technique I can reach for the X20 Kaioken, which is the maximum for anybody to withstand the pressure of the power increase, said Goku. The group was surprised when he said that. When they felt his power, it was already a high-class devil. And that was a short burst of what he can do. Just thinking about what he can kind of frightened them. Well, Akeno-chan had dirty thoughts of what he can do with her M side. Himari-chan had her hand up wanting to ask a question from her master. Goku looked at her and called to her, seeing what she wanted. Goku-sama, we all know you're not human. But can you please be specific about how you're not human? Asked Himari-chan. Goku lost his confident smirk and gained a serious look on his face. Alright, I will tell you, but you must not tell anyone, unless I said so. Alright, said Goku. They nodded, and Rias had used a silent spell that would keep the room quiet. Alright, it's true that I'm not a human. My race is called the Saiyans. We would be considered aliens to you on this planet. We Saiyans' purpose is to conquer and fight other races we come across. We were feared when fighting other races. Our leader, King Vegeta, made a deal that would lead to our race's downfall and near extinction. I will then fight his son, the Prince, Vegeta. Frieza, a tyrant in the known universe, was the cause of my home world's destruction. He destroyed my home planet fearing that my race's legend, the Super Saiyan. I was the fuel of existence to go through this transformation of 1,000 years. I will say something about Broly though. He will make an appearance soon, but you will know soon enough when the time comes. I did this when he killed my best friend, Krillin. It happened spontaneously. I didn't know how, but I did it. After killing the tyrant, I went to another planet to learn a technique that would help me years to come. At my age it would be considered 30, but that's in mind. Physically I'm considered to be 17 right now. So that's all you need to know for right now, finished Goku. Seeing that he had finished, Rias asked the question that provoked the three factions into fighting him. Goku-kun, can you show us your technique you said earlier, asked Rias. Goku lost his serious mood and went back to his usual happy mood. Oh, that's easy, it's called instant transmission. All you have to do is sense the person's energy you want to go. Then you dematerialize and go there. Here is an example, there's a candy shop that I really like, but the thing is, the shop is about 20 miles from here, so look what I am going to do, explained Goku. He put his index and middle finger to his forehead and looked towards the group. Can someone time me and look at the results? Issei volunteered and got his phone out and started the time. Goku went quiet for a minute and left in a swoosh and disappeared. Goku came back with a bag full of meat. Issei stopped his watch and went wide-eyed and looked at the result. Issei turned his phone so that everybody could see it. The time alone was 6 seconds. Now everybody went wide-eyed at the time, while Goku just had his usual sun grin and looked like he almost wanted to brag about his time. Honestly, that wasn't even my fastest time. Let me think about that for a minute. It's been really a long time, so give me a moment, said Goku. Goku put his fingers out like a child and started to count in his head. And again the group couldn't help but notice how Goku is intelligent just as a little kid. This time Blair had to ask something that will shine a little light in his past. Goku-kun, how smart are you, Naya? Asked Blair-chan. Goku stopped counting and gave a little pout at that question. I might not be smart, but I overcome that with my power, Goku said with a pout. He puffed his cheeks and turned away like he was insulted by his girlfriend. By the way, it was 2 seconds, said Goku without even turning around. The group replied that it was a sour subject to talk about. The entire group felt, so Blair came up with a mischievous idea that might get hate from the girls, but she didn't really care. She came up to his left side and hugged his arm into her breasts and gave the kitten eyes to him. I'm sorry that I asked the question of Goku-kun. So here's a little makeup kiss for you, said Blair. Blair puckered her lips and kissed his lips in front of everyone. The girls glared at her to death. Himari was the best at doing this. They promised that they wouldn't outdo each other before finding him doing his Kaioken attack on the fallen angel. Feeling the need to act, she went on his other arm and got his attention. She did her own cute look with her violet eyes. She puckered her own lips, and Goku broke contact with Blair-chan to her own disappointment. She kissed him fully on the lips. Now the glares were directed towards her instead of Blair. Seeing that Blair-san went ahead, she also went ahead on her own. Her tongue licked his lips to ask for entrance. He didn't know what was going on, but he opened her mouth. Her tongue touched his own tongue to give him the hint of what he's supposed to do. He didn't know really what to do, so he did what she did with his own tongue. Soon enough, Goku learned how to officially make out. The girls now had blushes hearing the slurps from their Goku-kun. Want to know why? Cause he's just too honest to know what he's doing. When pulling back, there was some saliva shown. Goku still didn't know what he did, but enjoyed the lip contact. Himari is still lost in pleasure from the kiss. Seeing the opportunity, Akeno lightly pushed Himari away from Goku so she won't retort back to leaving him alone. She brushed her breasts against his side and hugged his arms into her own big breasts. She got close and whispered in his ear so that only he could hear. Goku-kun, if there's anything that you need help with at school, meet me in front of the old building, okay? Akeno said with some seduction. Goku had stars in his eyes from what he heard. Remember, too innocent for the seduction, so right now he doesn't understand the seduction, for now at least. Goku fully turned his body around and grabbed her body for what it's worth. She had a mega blush when feeling his muscles on his body. Oh, you have no idea how much I need help, said Goku. Her blush cooled down and went back to her usual self. Ara, if you don't let go, Goku-kun, people might think we are boyfriend and girlfriend, teased Akeno. Goku quickly let go of Akeno and rubbed his head out of embarrassment. Sorry, are you okay, Akeno-chan? Asked Goku in concern. Akeno nodded, seeing that she was fine. While everything was on, Issei was crying with envy at Goku's harem. While also Koneko kicking him for being a perverted senpai. The rest of the girls hoped to be held in his arms just like Akeno. While Rias knew that Himari, Blair, Lizlet, and Akeno were taking the advantage of his affection. While she was being married to him, and against her will might she add. Her father and brother didn't listen to her due to being greatness to both clans of the underworld. Well, anyways, I'm really hungry, so I see you guys tomorrow, said Goku. He turned to his roommates. Are you girls ready to go now? He asked. They nodded and held onto him. Himari on his left side, Blair on his right, and finally Lizlet on his back. Goku raised his left arm and put his index and middle finger and left. Again, Issei had more tears at envy of Goku for his harem luck. Kiba felt pity for Issei and patted him on the back. Finally arriving at the apartment, the girls let go of him. When doing so, they all heard a large growl. The girls were becoming frantic and were ready for another fight if someone is looking for a fight with them. They turned and saw that he once again rubbed his head in embarrassment of what they heard. Sorry about that, I just got hungry, said Goku with his famous grin. The girls had gentle smiles, knowing that they should expect nothing more from their Goku-kun sama. Lizlet and Himari both started to work on the diner, while Blair just snuggled into Goku just to be with him. After an hour, the food was ready. Goku was drooling when he saw famous meat dishes and some fruit on the side that just had some nutrients. After finishing the meals, everybody went to turn in for the night. Goku was the first one to turn in and was now wearing only boxers. And saw that the girls were all in their undergarments ready to sleep with him. Blair was wearing dark purple, Himari was wearing light blue, and Lizlet had pure white. Himari slept on his left side hugging his body. Blair on his right doing the same as Himari. While Lizlet was on his chest. Each of them wrapped their legs on him just for the extra comfort that they wanted. Good night, girls, he said. The girls said good night and each gave a kiss to his lips and slept. Goku wouldn't know, but he will have more girls flocking to him soon enough. Within Goku's mindscape, Goku awoke not to see his girlfriends, but to be laying on the grass of his old home in his home dimension. He turned and saw that everything was the same. His house, the mountains, and the stream that was a mile away. When he looked up, he saw something that brought up an old dragon that he knew when he was a young child. It was a long green Chinese dragon that had horns and dark red eyes. Is that you, Shenron? Asked Goku in confirmation. He nodded. Yes, Goku, it's been some time, hasn't he? Replied. How are you still here? I thought you were destroyed when the universe was destroyed, asked Goku. He nodded in confirmation. Yes, I would have, if not had not been to the new Guardian Dende. He knew that the universe was crumbling apart when he felt the huge energy source that was coming from Majin Buu. He turned the Dragon Balls into energy and barely sent them into your body, finishing Shenron. So what now then, Shenron? Will I be able to summon you? Asked Goku. Shenron hummed out loud while thinking about the answer. Yes and no. Do you remember that devil that had what was that again? The sacred gear, what was his name? Asked Shenron. His name was Issei. What a minute, how long have you been awake then Shenron? Asked Goku. Since you tested your power when you first arrived here. Also take a look at your arm, said Shenron. Goku, being curious, looked at his arm in surprise. It was a draconic arm just like Issei's, but it had Shenron's color. It was green like his scales, while having a red gem in the center. It had yellow lining around the gem. How did you do this Shenron? Asked Goku. When I looked at that devil's arm, I sensed inside his arm it was another dragon like myself. Although that dragon's power far exceeded my own. Instead of doubling the power you have, it is used to control the power you have. In a sense this will be your limiter every time you want to use it. Although I must warn you that there are some problems with it. Reasoning being I barely finished it right now. I would recommend practicing it. This power confused with your Super Saiyan transformation to make it easier than before you could ever do it in your life. Therefore your body's power will increase every time you use it, said Shenron. Goku had stars when hearing that. He can be closer to being closer to mastering the transformation. It's been a long time for him to do actual training. Without the hyperbolic time chamber it's all back to square one. The old-fashioned way by doing hard work. A thought went through his head when finished thinking. Shenron, can you still grant powers? Asked Goku. He nodded. Sweet, can you make a tree that can make an infinite amount of senzu beans? Asked Goku. He nodded, and his eyes glowed. It's done, Shenron replied. Sweet thanks Shenron, I'll see you tomorrow, said Goku. He vanished. Miles away, soon you will be my Super Saiyan, said a girl. This girl had a young appearance. From her appearance she would be considered to be at least 15 in age. She had long black hair to her hips, gray eyes, and she had on a black gothic Lolita fashion. She formed a gun with her finger and pointed at the Saiyan's apartment. Thanks for watching my video, leave a like if you enjoyed my video and also do consider subscribing to my channel for more awesome content. If you want the next part of this story, let me know in the comment box. See you next time, till then sayonara.